In this video, we are exploring how to use mindfulness to move beyond the egoic mind's dysfunctional workings and calibrate it to its true purpose. What is the true purpose of the ego, I hear you ask? We love your curiosity, so let's indulge it, shall we? Hi there, welcome back to Earthshine Collective. My name is Liz and we are here to support your conscious evolution through our emotional well-being series. The concept of ego raises many questions. What is the counterpart of the ego? What does it mean not to be identified with what we do or have? How can we get rid of the ego? As with all the other topics we have shared in this chapter about mindfulness, resistance against a feature so fundamental to our existence such as the ego is pointless and paradoxical. If you say, I don't want to have an ego anymore, then your new identity is the egoless or enlightened person, which in and of itself is another label the ego is using. Yet, when you are mindful, you become aware of your fear. You do not judge it or suppress it, but give your attention to it. Accept its presence and hold space as an observer of that feeling. The one who perceives the feeling is by definition the non-ego. I guess we can say that the counterpart of the ego is a higher consciousness. You see, having an ego enables us to experience this physical reality, separate from other living things and everything else in existence. It has a strong focus on the outside world and our place in it, which creates a challenge when we attempt to perceive beyond our physical senses. Since the ego structure creates separation in physical reality, the idea of the death of the ego can draw feelings of panic, as it holds a very rooted imprint that physical reality is the only place that it's real, because for the ego, that is its truth. Our subconscious is a valuable container for self-realization, and as such, it does not embed any experience with meaning. It cannot distinguish between reality and fiction. For the egoic mind, there's no difference between the horror movie or the news you watch, the thought you just imagined, or the physical action that you actually took. They're all experiences, whether lived, seen, or imagined. This awareness can help us make sense of how our ego affects our actions and thinking. What do I hope to achieve with the goals I have set? Do I want to achieve those ego goals because I expect them to make me happier or more successful? Or do I set goals because I want to experience the learning curve on my way to achieving that goal? What things do I do out of fear? Why do I judge that person or group of people? Why do I react in extreme ways if someone makes a comment about something that I have done? Why is it so difficult for me to reward someone else's success? Why is it so important for me to amass a huge amount of followers, earn tons of money, be beautiful, and/or be better than others? Why do I want to be right all the time? A person who operates from the ego and is strongly guided by an outside focus may ask themselves, what kind of jobs are highly paid or are highly valued? Whereas a person living from an inside-out focus may ask themselves, do I want this job for the sake of my own self-concept? What kind of job would make me happy then? What kind of things can I do that allow me to share my gifts? What do I believe is valuable and meaningful work for me? This is why it's so important to get to know ourselves. When we take time to find out who we are, our autonomy and authenticity strengthen. Mindfulness gives us this understanding that we are more than just our form, more than just our body, our thoughts, emotions, or the things we identify with. Even if everything you identify with fell apart, would there still be something or someone left? And the answer is yes. You are the consciousness that observes your attachment to these self-concepts, that sees them change and disappear. Through mindfulness, the observer in you strengthens its awareness, and in doing so, it sees through the ego and its functioning more clearly, limiting its influence. And that creates options. choices you can take to alter the function of your ego to better serve your human experience. If you were only mindful, you would be in the infinite now. Time would not exist, good or evil would disappear, goals will no longer make sense, you would just be. Without an ego, we cannot function in this physical world. The ego ensures that we can live in a world of materials. It helps us create, structure, and manifest this world. The ego is the connection between the truth self, our pure consciousness or awareness, and the world of matter. Yet, because we have been focusing our attention and need for validation solely on the physical world, we have conditioned our ego to believe that we cannot trust ourselves and our responses. By following the status quo, we become less reliant on that innate aspect of ourselves that recognize our value through what sets us apart. In other words, when you measure your sense of worth by how you look, what you achieve, what you wear or possess, you are unconsciously choosing to let the world dictate your identity and hence your personality. Even an inflated ego stems from overcompensation for a diminished sense of self, desperately needing to be actualized. This cognitive dissonance of holding on to values that are not our values is a sort of holographic reflection of our ego attempting to rectify its true worth through false ideals from a persuasive outer vision, becoming unbalanced. This unfulfillment is why material existence on earth has become so shallow, and so many are angry, confused, frustrated, and intolerant, or craving a more profound sense of purpose. Mindfulness can help us bridge these states of being by turning our attention inward and considering ourselves as a starting point. By first making contact with how we feel, think, and how we experience our inner reality, we can subsequently take action in the world outside of us. To reprogram or heal our egoic mind, we must first come to terms with our understanding of specific labels. Many of the labels we use today have been distorted to accommodate several agendas. One of those labels is the idea of individuality. Through the lens of judgment, which, as we have discussed previously, is the edges of the spectrum of discernment, individuality becomes individualism, seen as competitive, hierarchical, privileged, and better than the other. Yet, the true purpose of individuality is to bring about the experience of your distinct view of the world. Think about what sets you apart from the people in your life. That uniqueness is the blueprint by which your true essence is made manifest into existence, your existence. You are a reflection of the consciousness you are holding through your human perception. The ego is easily trained, yet it's meant to flow freely and to constantly acknowledge itself in the light of whatever presence we find ourselves in. Not for the sake of comparison though, but to allow us to experience ourselves anew. Only that will let us perceive in separation the connection with everyone and everything else. If there is meaning in every interaction, then allow yourself to wonder, how is the uniqueness of something or someone else showing me my uniqueness? In what areas do I thrive and can add value? What feelings is this experience allowing me to tap into? Start by celebrating the small achievements in your life. The ego thrives on self-feedback and validation to achieve a perfect balance between self-care and caring for others. This confidence builds a balanced sense of identity and purpose, making room for a more conscious evolution as you interact with yourself through unique forms to better understand who you truly are. Be vulnerable. Your ego is the result of everything your subconscious has stored through lifetimes of experiences, and it will search for moments of compassion and understanding for yourself and others and magnify it. But in doing that, it will also draw out your shadows, so acknowledge them. Anything that is not brought into the light of your conscious awareness will control your life from the shadows of your subconscious. Those aspects of yourself are running in the background and influencing your behavior without you noticing them. Despite controversy or self-judgment, let yourself hold as much acceptance and compassion for yourself and others. In that vein, let go of resentment. Let go of your uncomfortable emotions, not by suppressing them, but by acknowledging them. We know it seems paradoxical, but uncomfortable emotions are just trapped energy in our bodies, and bringing them to your conscious awareness allows them to move through you. This does not mean you need to rationalize them. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Unlike feelings which require you to process them, when you try to process your emotions, you anchor them in narratives, which causes resistance in letting them go. You have to experience it all so that you can move on to the next level of this game that you're playing with yourself. And if that statement made you curious, then take it as an opportunity to cultivate a sense of wonder. If you recognize a strong or unwanted pattern of thoughts or feelings, sidestep it with affirmations through a beginner's mind. I wonder what it feels like to feel joy, or release this feeling, or at peace in this moment. Or, I wonder what this feeling is calling my attention for. Or simply acknowledge what you're feeling by naming it. Because remember, our egoic mind is also our rational mind, so using language or labels helps us make sense of what is happening. We will dive deeper into these themes further into this series. For now, keep this in mind. Knowing yourself to this degree requires patience, forgiveness, and deep inner reflection in the midst of conflict. Since our ego's purpose is to observe itself as a diverse and valued component of a collective human consciousness, its service can only be answered through increasing self-awareness. When our differences become valued and accepted, the ego finds its natural predisposition to help others do the same. A balanced ego will not only sustain a sense of self-love, but hold space for others to realize their true uniqueness too. In this way, you become fulfilled organically and effortlessly from a source within. If we know what is important in our lives and what our passions, gifts, and limitations are, we can act according to this self-understanding to manifest the outside world. This external world becomes a place to express ourselves through choices, creations, or interactions with others. When properly guided and gently challenged, the ego becomes a catalyst for expanded levels of awareness and wisdom. This is how you can use mindfulness to heal a dysfunctional ego and become a conscious creator in the process. Thank you for your attention and willingness to grow. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.